Welcome back to another Alliance War. This time around, 4Loki is taking on HDP, the Bastards, who happen to be about 400 rating higher than us. Thank you for this great matchmaking opportunity, Kabam. Really appreciate that. And this is actually going to be my worst Alliance War of Season 1. I've had a couple of bad Alliance Wars, especially earlier on. I think there was a couple times where I went up against a Morning Star where I got my ass handed to me on a silver platter, pretty much. But this war tops all of them, in my opinion. I don't want to say anything more other than if you're the type of person that enjoys watching somebody go through some serious pain and misery, then you're going to want to stay tuned. Alright, but this first node up is nothing too serious, just a 4-star Science Champion on the Enhanced Special 1. I was thinking it was going to be Yellow Jacket, because that's who I see most commonly here, but it's actually Miles Morales, and that's fine. Miles Morales just got to be a little bit careful, especially earlier on when he has a lot of charges. You know, you gotta watch for the evades. Just try to play as cautiously as possible. You're gonna see that he has unfazed by going unstoppable there, but I wasn't too concerned about that. Just because again, it's only a 4-star Miles Morales. So, other than getting slapped the one time and taking some chip damage from blocking, the fight goes as expected, and Miles Morales is not too much of a problem. The next node up is also a 4-star champion. I promise you we have some more interesting fights after these first two here. But this next one, it's a 4-star mutant champion, and this is the stun immune node. And I was thinking, okay, this is probably going to be a Nightcrawler. And even though it's only a 4-star champion, Nightcrawler, if you can't get him under control early on in the fight, things can definitely get out of hand very quickly and not go your way. But it turns out it's not even Nightcrawler, it's actually Iceman. And I was perfectly fine with this, even though I'm going to take a bunch of cold snap damage in the beginning. It's not that big of a deal. You know, I've got willpower to counter some of that, so really I'm only taking like 200 damage per tick instead of 271. And I'm down to 75% of my life by the time it's all said and done. And I should have just popped my special 1 right here, but actually I didn't think I would have the power to do it. I thought I'd be right below level 1 power, but I just evade the special and go back in anyway, and Iceman, no big deal. Alright, next couple of fights, like I said, here's where we get to the interesting parts of the war. This is a 6-star mutant champion, and this is of course the recovery, buffet, and limber node. And even before I looked at the profile, I was fairly certain that this was going to be a Cable, just because he's the most likely of the 6-star mutant champions. I've seen Cable on this node before, even not a 6-star version, just a 4 or 5-star version. And Cable is with Void at least, Cable is not a big deal. Because if you've been watching my war videos, or if you're just familiar with the way Void works, you know that he has the power to reverse healing, but sometimes what gets overlooked about Void is that he can also reverse power gain. It doesn't necessarily matter here because Cable's not awakened to gain all that extra power, but even if he was, Void is just like the ideal counter for Cable pretty much in any situation. Now I've got a few debuffs going on him. Ooh, kind of whiffed there on the dash back in after evading that special 1. But I've got a few debuffs going, and now I'm going to try to prep for After Fear of the Void, because you can see here he's got his 5th debuff up. I don't have enough power to launch a special to give him the 6th one, and it's already ticking through like halfway through the automatic application of the debuff. So I'm going to hold my special here. And you're going to see that this really helps out a ton, because I'm going to use my special right after Fear of the Void ticks. I'm actually going to pop it like right before it happens, just because I know the animation's a bit long. And this allows me to continue draining his life as if, the purified debuffs didn't just get converted. Because you kind of need some debuffs on the target. Fear of the Void is not enough alone to reverse all of the healing. You need to reduce it with the Despair Mastery, or just another Purified debuff on top of Fear of the Void, and that's when you get those big health reductions or reversals, really. So yeah, it helps out a ton if you're able to watch the timing, but it's not always possible, just because there's a lot going on in the fights when you're playing Void and trying to manage their power and evade their specials and stuff like that. But anyway, that fight, I was very happy with how that fight went. And now This is actually going to be my last fight of the war video, and this is the fight that you guys came here to see. The fight that I'm almost too embarrassed to upload, but you know what? Screw it. You gotta upload everything. It's all a learning experience, right? So it's Killmonger, and I haven't fought a difficult Killmonger in a long time. So I actually paused the video, or paused my recording, I should say. I went and watched Dave's video on Killmonger because I knew he has a really good video on it. It's the Dork Lessons channel. If you're not already familiar with Dorky Diggity Dave, which I don't know how it's possible, but if you're not familiar with it, he has a really high quality video on how to counter this guy. And I never really had trouble with Killmonger in the monthly event quest, so the combination of that little bit of confidence, and after watching Dave's video, it's just a little bit of a refresher of how this guy works. I felt good about this fight. Felt good about going in. This is a power gain node. He starts with power 1 special, and every time you put a debuff on him, including taunt, he actually gains some power. So I'm thinking, you know what, I could use this to my advantage, because evading his special 2 is actually really easy in most cases. And I kind of rather push him to a special 2 than bait out the special 1. So that was a little bit of my game plan here. It's just push him to a special 2. But you can see here, boom, I get nailed by that special 2 right there. That puts me in a really rough shape. I'm about to die practically. I can't take another hit. I have a little bit of room to work with if I need to block, but that's about it. And but I'm thinking, you know what? I've kind of stabilized here. I didn't die. Let me just try to get in as much damage as possible, and I think I can actually kill him. Now, I do make a lot of mistakes countering a special 1. I know a special 1 is just 3 hits, but for whatever reason, I don't know, I was like waiting for a different animation to come through other than just that flying jump kick. I should have studied his animations a little bit further because, yeah, you could see I was like trying to evade a 4th time as if that 3rd hit never came through. So I end up dying, and I'm thinking, okay, you know, it sucks that I died, but it's just 1 death. Let me go back in here. I wasn't like too tilted at this point. Sometimes when you die, you know, you get a little bit frustrated. It's a good idea to kind of step away from things, just kind of you know, go back into it with a clear, level mind. This way you don't make the same mistakes again. So, but I felt good. So I was like, you know what? All right, let's just pop the revive. Let's pop a few potions. We'll go back in here. Let's just do this again. I'm just kind of thinking about it again. Okay, it's only 3 hits on the special 1. Keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. And all right, let's see how I do now. So again, you know, like, and his heavy attack is easy to kind of bait out and everything too. So I wasn't trying to intercept. I felt more comfortable just baiting out the heavy as needed. Trying not to push him to a special 3, and check this out. Oh my god, 18,000 crit, and the fight's over. Just like that. What actually makes this a challenging fight is that he makes up a lot of ground. Oh man, it's kind of tough to not get pushed back into the wall when he gains specials so rapidly. Again, there's this node, he has extra power gain on it. And then every time you apply a debuff on him, he's gaining some power. And yeah, the fact that he wasn't throwing a special earlier in that fight, like, oh man, I just got pushed back into the wall. Stark Spidey did not auto-evade. And that's a wrap, man. That was a wrap. 1 shot. That felt really bad. Now at this point, I am a little bit tilted, not gonna lie. I actually paused the recording again, and you know, like, I went to my line chat, and I was just like, oh man, all right, I died a couple times, but you know what? I'm gonna go back in. This war, they like weren't dying at all. I think they finished the entire war, only died 3 times. So I'm like, oh man, let me just go back in here. Let me just fight this guy again. The war is likely over, but at least I can redeem myself and kill this guy and at least get some kind of attack bonus from it. I'm doing a little bit of a better job punishing the special 1. I could be doing even better than this. You can see a little whiff there. And now here's where another colossal mistake happens. I get him to the point where I could finish him off if I just pop my special 2 right here. Finish the combo, pop the special 2. He gives me another opening. I don't know what I'm doing at this point. Like, I can't even say. I really don't know, because all I had to do was finish a combo and pop the special 2, and he would have died. Something about just being so tilted, like, I guess I wasn't paying attention to just how low of HP that he had, and I guess I thought it would be a better idea to bait out a special for some stupid reason. That way I could, you know, if my special 2 didn't kill him, you know, that I'd be safer somehow. Like, of course, it was a very wrong way of thinking, and I could see that looking back on the footage. But for whatever reason, at the time, that was what was going through my mind, I guess. But yeah, I died 3 times on the same enemy, and I just go back in with Blade because I know at this point that I can't even get any attack bonus at all. So I might as well just finish it up with Blade. And yeah, like I said, guys, this is my worst war. I felt really bad after this one. Easily the most embarrassing footage I have to show you guys. I've made plenty of mistakes, but that takes the cake right there. But you know, again, it is something to learn from. As long as you go at it with that mindset. Yeah, look at that. They only died 3 times, and I don't even think they died. Yeah, they already had 143 kills. I don't think they died anymore. Like my alliance was killing it too. We barely had any deaths up until that point. But of course, yeah, I contributed a solid chunk of them right there. But yeah, it's all about learning, guys. You know, I practiced that fight a little bit. I'm going to continue practicing that fight because it is a little bit on the more difficult side just because of all the extra power gain that he gets. I actually think baiting out his special 1s there was a little bit better than baiting out the special 2s, if at all possible. But yeah, hopefully next time I see Killmonger on that node, it'll go better. Especially now after releasing this video, I know I'm going to have to practice that much more. But anyway, that's going to do it for this war. HDP, they did beat us, the Bastards. That's their alliance name. I'm not calling them that. And I will see you guys in the next video. Take care.